KOJRO, and this will be my 5th installment in my Christmas calendar series. And this time we look at something simple, and this is the NOR gate, or not or gate, as it's also an important building block, and it's used in a lot of digital monolithic programmable chips also, not just the NAND gate. And we are going to look at this the same way as the other chips we have looked at so far, and this time it's the 7402 that we take and use as a starting point to look at the NOR gates. So let's just crack on with that. Yes, and now it was time for my number 5 episode of December, and this time it will be the NOR gate, or not OR function. And this gate looks like this, or something similar to this. I hope it don't look exactly like that. And we have the Y out here. And we do also have, I can take this thinner pencil, we do also have the DIN symbols that will look something like this, and so. And of course, as we was into earlier, this is really a contraception for this combination of gates that will do the whole function. And the truth table for something like this is just that we take the truth table for an OR gate and we invert it. And we do the counting, like so. And if we have 0, 0 on an OR gate, that will be inverted to a 1. And if we have 1 and a 0 and on OR gate, that will be a 1, and that is inverted to a 0. And the same here. And 1 and 1, it gives 1 and inverted to a 0. So this function table actually look like that. And the function in Boolean is like so, inverted. A plus B inverted. And as you can see here, this actually is not a 0 detector as we had earlier with the OR gate. This actually detects 1, so this is a high or 1 detector. And if we see what happens if we apply this like we used to do on a time frame, try to be a bit more precise than on the last one. And this one should be like so. Yeah, it still got a bit crooked, but what you know. And as we can see here, the only state that gives a 1 here is with 0, 0 on A and B, and that's actually the starting position here. And you can see that it starts right away with this going high, so it changes into a 0 here, and the next time both are 0 and this will get high is over here. And changes down here, and it will go up here, down here, and up again here. So this situation here, and this situation here, and the situation here is the ones that will give us this, and we'll get this pulse train as a result. And these chips is contained, you have the 17402, that's one of them. There are more of these chips that is OR gate, NOR gate, sorry. But this is the most common, I think. And this is, of course, the VCC. And this is the ground. And this is quite opposite of the others. And when I say the others, I say the AND gate and also the inverters. Because this is coupled like so. And on the top here, it's something along the line of this. So it's a bit different than the others. This is turned the other way around. On a 7400 gate, this is the inputs and that's the output. And also on this more modern representation where you only have the gates scribed as functions, it will be about the same. VCC, G and D, and you have the 1Y first, you have the 1A, 1B, and you have the 2Y, 2A, 2B, and you have the 4Y, 4B, 4A, 3Y, 3B, and 3A. Like so. And this is how these chips looks, and there are some abbreviations. I know that the 4000 series of this is actually turned the same way as the NAND gate, so be aware of that. And let's see on some more special functions on these. I try to draw a bit tight, try to make space. And we do the same as we did before. We have a pulse train that goes in so, and this one is tied to plus 5 volts, and we have a Y, and we have this one tied to ground, 5 volt, that's a 1, and that's a 0, and we have the pulse train in like so, and this is the A, this is the B, this is the A, this is the B, and here we put them together, A and B, and we have the pulse train in like so. Yeah, of course I have to draw the Y's, and we can see here this is the A, this is the Y, this is the A, this is the Y, this is the A, this is the Y, and I can just try to draw the pulse trains. Like so. And what happens here? If you have an input here connected to 5 volt, always high, then you can see we have one of these three possibilities here. And that means that this is always going to be a 0. So this will always be a low if this is tied high. So, and what if it's turned low like this? Then you have one of the three upper situations, and if both inputs are 0, then we have a 1. So we actually start this with a 1, and we see when this changes high, we get a 0. So here we actually have this situation here, that it acts like an inverter when this is tied to 0. And what happens when we connect both inputs together? Then we know from before that we are having either this one state here or this one down here, because this is the only states you have where both inputs are the same. And you can see that 0, 0 gives a 1 and 1, 1 gives a 0. So this actually also acts as an inverter, like so. So what can we say about the difference between a NAND gate and a NOR gate? If I try to make a common truth table for this, you have the A and you have the B, like so, and you have the NOR and you have the NAND. And we do the counting, sorry, wrong again, like so. Then you can see from the NOR gate, we just copy from our top here. And you have the NAND gate is like so. So you can see here that these positions here, these states are the same for both of them. That's why they act as an inverter. So that's it for the NOR gate. And I can mention one more thing. In Norwegian, they always have to name thing in Norwegian, and this gate is called something stupid as Neller, not Eller gate. So this is a Neller gate. So that's all you wanted to know about the NOR gate. Yes, and that's it for the theoretic walkthrough of the NOR gate and the end of my fifth installment in this Christmas calendar series. Hope you have enjoyed it so far. I know that some of this content might be a bit boring for someone, might be a bit too elemental for someone, but I got some feedbacks that they really enjoyed this content. But I only see that it's only about, it's under 100 people that has watched this series, so if I'm going to continue this beyond 10 episodes, I'm not sure. I won't bother if no one's bothered to watch what I'm making. But tomorrow there will be a video that will be the 6th installment in this series, and then we are going to look at another one of the more standard or much used gates.